Hey everybody, it is Tuesday the 20th, I think it is. Ugh, can't do that, it's too bright. Too hot in the car too. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to tick in the back windows. It's Florida and it's hot, you know, and I'm on my way home. I'm sure I'll get interrupted filming this with someone calling me about something, because that's what people do always when I'm in the car, always. I don't get it. They don't call me all day, and then I get in the car, I'm by myself, and I'm like, I think I'll record something very, very, you know, interesting. Someone always calls you. It's weird. All right. Today we're going to talk about NeoExodus. I've talked so much about Obsidian Apocalypse. Now I'm working on NeoExodus, and I'm like, okay. I'm looking at NeoExodus, the book. I got the book in my bag right now. I'm also going to the post office right now to drop some of our Kickstarters rewards that we did that we have not sent out. So people have been waiting. You're getting, some of you are getting yours right now. They're in my bag. I'm literally going right now. But I'm also kicking back and saying, okay, I want to do some NeoExodus stuff, see some more creative stuff, because, you know, I've done a lot of Obsidian Apocalypse and focused on that a lot. So even with the Kickstarter, I'm focused on it. So looking at the successes we had with Obsidian Apocalypse, I said, okay, here's some things I think that NeoExodus needs some change. I've talked to a lot of my writers about what they think about NeoExodus, what do they think about the concept, and people seem to like it, but it's one of those situations of one of the writers put it best as like, yes, loud engine. It is Florida. One of the guys put it best as like, what's the purpose of the setting? I mean, and I explained it, but still it's like I don't see why this gets me excited to play. It's like a mishmash of this and that, and I realized that's the problem. It is a mishmash of this and that and this and that, but with that said, people don't really have a direct focus on where they should put themselves into the setting, what makes the setting interesting for them. And I'm like, hey, the piece that makes this setting interesting for me is the political part, but not everybody likes the political part. You know, not everybody likes that part. That's not everybody's forte, as it were. You know, some people like the steampunk. Some people like the dark fantasy. Some people like the high magic. So, sorry, didn't mean to scream that one. The high magic. So, you know, taking a little bit from what we did with Obsidian Apocalypse, maybe break it up into toolkits. That might be a little bit better. Because, I mean, all the elements of, you know, NeoExodus are there, but, you know, you pick a specific toolkit if you want to play a specific version of it. Now, I see, you know, the world's set, everything's set up, we've got everything put in place, boom, this is ready to go. But if you wanted to play, if you want to play more of a, you know, steampunk version, where here's some cool steampunk rules, here's some cool stuff right over here, and you can just add it onto it, template it on, it's already ready to go, you've already got the setting, you know what to expect, there's some other cool stuff on top of it, go. And I think that's kind of a good way to maybe approach it. I think that, to me, seems like to be a better way. Because, you know, it's like every time you get a campaign setting, you know, usually they're focused on one specific thing and one thing only. Like, you know, I'll just say horror particularly. You know, horror gets only one type of horror. It's going to be gothic horror, or this horror, or that horror. And it's like, why can't we do all of them? Or why can't we just pick the one I want to pick? Or how about mix it up if I want to combine two together? And they're really not built for that. Most campaigns are built in a certain way that this is the game you're playing. And they're played, and they're usually based on, like even me, when I did the first NeoExodus, it was based on how I wanted the game to be played. And I thought a political thriller would be kind of a cool way, with a little bit of steampunk, a little bit of that stuff, and, you know, ow, that's in my eye. And I thought it would be, you know, that's what I thought people wanted. But the problem was, I was playing my game, and I was putting my campaign world out there, having people play my game like that. And people don't always want to play your game. They might like elements from your game, but maybe not the whole thing. So, you know, to me, there is a lot of cool things you can get out. And the templated toolkit idea, like we did with the City Apocalypse, I think works really, really well. I think, like I said, it's a smart way to handle a lot of issues. You know, oh, you want to play Cthulhu, but you wish you could play post-apocalyptic? Well, now you can. Because both of them have the toolkits are there, they're already set up, and you've already got the world, and you know what to expect from the world. Here's this world, this is where it plays in, and this is how these things change the world in this way. You know, and everything else might be, you know, it might be a 20% change. Each toolkit does 20% change, but that 20% change is important. That helps the flow of the setting. So that's what I'm thinking about doing for NeoExodus, and I'm also going through the book and just looking at stuff, just design wise, as different now than when I built it. Because I did this book, I did this book really 3-4 years ago. And the design work I did on it was very different. I was using what I call our white background with the blue bars, the blue matrix bars. But now I've gone to more of a parchment paper for the stuff, so it gives a different feel. Even the stat blocks, how we do them very, very different in how they're done out. So it's really been a lot of cool changes for a lot of the right reasons, and I think the book kind of needs an update. I'm not going to be like, oh, we're going to be changing 10 million rules and you got to buy a new one. I don't want people to think that. I mean, a lot of the stuff that's in the book will be there, but we will be adding stuff to it. And so, also to be fair to people who've already bought the book and already have a copy, realistically, I'll find a way to give you guys a really, real cheap copy. I'm talking like, at least for a PDF version, I know we'll probably sell it to you for $2. It'll be that cheap. The regular book will probably cost, 10, maybe $11. But if you bought already, we're gonna send you a coupon for $2. I mean, that's realistic. Because we're gonna be adding some more stuff. We're gonna be adding more art. That's something I'm definitely looking at, adding more art. Because I like the art we have in there, but there's some people's pictures of art that I thought would be great to put in there. More headshots. Definitely more headshots. More headshots of the more important people. I think those are just cool to have. Just cool to have headshots. Plus, we have a lot of artwork too that's readily available for us for the projects we did. Like, for example, with the Adventure Path Iconics, every one of those does 8 character designs, and 4 of those are for specifically NeoExodus races. So it's like, I'm looking at going, hey, why don't we do, headshots in the actual race boxes like we did with Obsidian Apocalypse, which people seem to really like. I think people like, because it's cool to have a stat block, but it's nice to have a stat block with an image of what you're working on. And then if I could possibly do male and female, I'll see if I can do that. I don't know if that's a possibility, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try to make this, a really gonzo artistic book. Also with that, the chapter page openers. I know I want something very radically different from the original ones. I'm looking to try to do maybe a half-page image on each one of those. Something very, very NeoExodus. Usually, I'm going to steal some comic book stuff and let's go comic book with it and make a very cool action scene. And, that's, I want people to look at it and go, wow, this is really cool. Even in black and white, I want people to go, this is a cool looking book. But in color, I want them to go like, wow, you really, you didn't hold anything back. And that's kind of what I'm looking to do. So, that's the push on that part of NeoExodus. So I'm happy about that. I'm also looking to change some of the racial pictures. Like the Gevitt, that's one picture that we did that I was never ever really happy with. And, I put it in, it's a picture we had. But God, we're doing another one. Because I've always hated that one. We're going to do another one. Cave-In, we might do another one just because the one we've had has been from the original. The Sinean, we swapped out for a new picture of Sinean that one of our artists did a while back. I always liked that one. The Patan, that picture's amazing. It's our super duper artist who does a lot of our cool character designs that everybody seems to like. So we're going to keep that one. But we might add some more, take some more stuff out. It just we're gonna try to make it all the art to a certain really powerful level. And I think that's really important. We're also going to include a lot of the stuff that's in our other books, like our Enemies of NeoExodus. We're going to probably include stuff from stuff for the first ones definitely. But it's like, I want people to have stat blocks so they can when they pick our book up, they can play. I don't want to be like, well, you have to pick up this book and this book and this book and this book, and it's like, dude, that's not fair. Give them one book, give them a lot of cool stuff in it, and let them just go. With that, I'm thinking of possibly doing at least the first 2 CRs from the folding circle in each one. So you get the low-level version and the one a little tougher. So if you're starting off a game, at least you get that. But if you want the higher levels, we've got the PDF for that. So at least you get a good start there. Give you some NPC stats of some other characters you can add to it. So you can go, okay, oh, cool, I got these NPC stats of these things. Great, I can play them. That's good. Let's go with it. And that kind of stuff. Just getting people enough stuff to get excited and interested and want to play. And that's really the focus. Because that's really the big issue, is that people get these campaign settings and then you still got to add stuff to them. And that always irked me. That always irked me as a person. just a guy who likes stuff. It's like, oh, I need to buy this and this and this before I can start playing. Like, holy cow! Just one book for a reasonable price. And this also goes to something else. Realistically, since I use CreateSpace, they don't do hardcover books. Personally, I do like hardcover, but I don't like in the production side, and here's why. On average, on a purely production, numbers scenario, hardcover books add about $6 to the cost of actually making your product. $6. And that usually comes, we usually pass it off to you and charge you $10 more than the book would be because of a hardcover back. And some people are like, oh, okay, it's no big deal. I am not a big fan of that. I don't think having people pay $10 extra for a hardback book is a good thing. I know some people want it. Don't get me wrong, I get it. I totally get it. But at the same time, I'm like, let me give you a soft cover. Look, let me give you a soft cover black and white for the cheapest price I can get it down to. It may be $25, $26. That might be as low as I'm able to get it down to. But at least at that price, you can buy it and not feel like, a $40 book is a $40 book. And a $40 book for 128 pages irks me to death. And people have been doing that. And it's like, come on, man, $40? And it's like, this book, and they'll do the other graphic design things. They'll have, like, 1.5-inch wide margins all around. Text, you can't get over when someone's in the lane. God, I hate self-loader drivers. Anyway, that was my worried look of someone almost ran into me. Anyway, it's just like I don't want to. Books are expensive. This industry is an expensive industry, and don't get me wrong. We make these books out of love, and we do want to make a profit. But I don't want to gouge anybody. I don't. For us to do color books, they're very, very expensive. When you see the price for a color book that we do, we're not making a lot of money on that. We're not, I'm not running to the bank going, woo, I'm rich, get my Lamborghini. No, that's not happening. The black and white versions are relatively fairly priced. Good deal for you, good deal for me. Everybody's happy, and that's how I kind of want it to be. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to gouge people on price because price is serious. And then when you see stuff online, I want a local store to get my products in and say, oh, okay, this is a fair price. And people will be like, oh, that's not bad. They'll buy it from you. They might buy it online, yeah, but they'll probably go to a store and buy it from them because they're like, it's only $20 for this book. I'll get it from the store. It's not a big deal. I'd rather give the $20 to my local gaming store, and I think that's the right attitude to have. It's just one of those scenarios of getting it to that point. What is going on over here? No, that's crazy. Somebody tried to make a U-turn and didn't work out well for them. Yeah. So, and like I said, doing the hardcover book, as much as people love hardcover and they help stand up the book, and yeah, but you're also paying about $10 more for that hardcover. And that doesn't really add, what I call content value. That adds, production value, but, it's a hard, and I just don't agree with the $10 cost add-on. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a cheap guy. I admit I'm cheap, but I'm trying to give you the best quality for your money. I think $10 extra is a lot. And it is to me, at least to me. Some people don't care. Some people it's not an issue. It's not an issue for you. Hey, more power to you. I just think, you got a book that's $20, but you go, I'm gonna put 30 or even 35 on it, but it's got a hardcover. Yeah, that's not always the best deal, but this one can go round and round all different ways, depending who you are. I'm just telling you my feeling. My feeling is I don't want to gouge anyone on price for that part. That's just me. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm having a lot of fun going through the book and noticing things that I didn't notice the first time. Like, oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, we should have done that. It's just very funny looking back. Really, really look back at it and take it, separately from creatively. It's more like just things you missed and things you should have done. Like one of the things I have a notepad. I'm almost at the post office, so this will be ending soon. But I think I'll just read off a couple of these. Here's what I found so far. Then I've only been looking for a little bit. Half-page chapter images for the chapters. I'm gonna need like 7 to 9 of those. The table of contents. It needs to be 3 columns. I have it in 2 columns, and it's like, I wasted a page. That could have been another page for something else. More detail on the Nexus Gateway. That's more of a personal choice because we talk about it in 2 paragraphs in the middle of the book, and it's like, boop, boop, that's it. And I'm like, we really should talk a little more about it. I mean, it is a important factor in the setting. I want to wait because I'm driving, and I'll probably just stop and tell you guys. But there's things like that I want to add, cool fluff to it. I like adding cool fluff. See, I'm waiting. There's a part I hate. You got to drive. Ugh, truck in front of me slowing down. Florida drivers. No signal. I'll slow down, but no signal. Can you tell me what that's about, really? I'll slow down, but I refuse to give you a signal to tell you what I'm doing. I'm just going to slow down. I swear, they do this on purpose to drive me crazy. Alright. Now, here's a horrible turn. This is going to suck on so many levels. Alright. Whoever developed this post office in Davie, I want to find you and beat you with a stick, because this is like the worst. I gotta make a turn to get in this thing, but it's like you're not even close to it when you make the turn. Ugh, watch me, I gotta race across the road. I hated this. Okay, turn. Okay, another turn. Turn. Okay, now I'm in the post office parking lot, but I'm not even close to the actual spot. I gotta drive around, as you'll see when I do this. Like dun, 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 dun. And I gotta turn some more. Whoever designed this, I'm gonna find you. Stick beating, long time. And really, lady, did you park on the? Oh my God! The level of bad drivers. This lady, another one. It's like, dude, they give you these things to park in. You still can't park in them. And these are like the little, these are the wide ones that have the big wide spaces that have the big separation. Like this wide, and people still can't park straight. It drives me crazy. All right, let me be quick about this. More detail in the next gateway. Add the floating circle to the challenges of it. Add the new town qualities. Yeah, I'm gonna add some new town qualities, but I think it's more neat. I'm gonna add some information on Cyrix to the challenges. Put all the Empire logos on flags. I always think that was cool. I see them like they're nice, but I rather see them on flags. All plat hooks to be BL, bulleted list. That's a code for me for style-wise. All important NPCs get headshots. I'm kind of interesting about that. Govea and Uthara, 2 of the countries in there, need tribal symbols, which we never gave them. I'm thinking about giving them too. I'm kind of serious about that. Headshots for the path icons to use for the races, which I said already. Every race will have 4 alternate race traits. And, of course, on the bottom says redo Gevit arm. Well, as you can see, I'm here at the post office. I'm ready to get out, do this stuff. Ugh. See, a lot of people getting stuff. It's like Christmas. Much slower. All right, I'm getting out of here doing this. Boom. I will talk to you all later. Jeez, I need to shave. I'm really... Well, handle that later. Talk to you later.